Hey, you're watching Inside Look TV.
We're the Swan Brothers.
Hey, this is Lisa Lampanelli, the Queen of Mean, and you're watching Inside Look. Yeah, watch it and give till it hurts, bitch.
This is Jane Ruby, your host with Inside Look TV. Come along with us for an Inside Look TV exclusive interview with American media icon, Couric.
The school is a real godsend. You know, they say you're only as happy as your least happy child. And to be able to find a place that's loving and caring and nurturing, where your child can thrive and really flourish academically is really indescribable for these parents. So I wanted to lend my support, recognize the incredible work of the teachers at Kingsbury and the entire staff, and really support the school and encourage other people to support it as well.
What is the next step for Katie? What is your, what do you envision doing in the next 10 years?
Oh gosh, getting older. I think for me, I just always want to be in an environment where I feel that I can do my best work and explore issues, make them accessible and understandable for people, and use whatever skills I have to help anyone communicate an idea, a project, an effort. And so right now I'm having so much fun doing my talk show. I hope it will continue, and I'll continue to enjoy that. And I really have always made it my philosophy to focus on the job I have at the present time and put everything I can into it, and then in the future see what happens. But I think if you worry about what's ahead, you don't do your best work at what you're doing in that moment.
Yes.
Up next, follow the Inside Look cameras for an exclusive interview with American TV personality Giuliana Rancic, and she talks about her new breast cancer charity called Fabu-Wish.
Shortly after I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I was driving with my husband and I came up with the idea. I remember exactly where we were when I came up with the idea. And I said, Bill, I want to do something that allows women who are going through breast cancer to just feel fabulous for the day and to feel pretty. When you're going through breast cancer, sometimes it's hard to look in the mirror. It's a very tough period of time that you go through. And I found that when I would go to work, when I would go to E, I would walk in feeling very lousy, and then I would get my hair and makeup done and my clothes put on, and I would go do E! News, and I would suddenly, my energy would come up, and I would look in the mirror and I would feel pretty again. And so I said, what if I could do that for these women going through breast cancer? And so that's what I came up with, a program called Fabu-Wish, and I teamed up with a wonderful organization called Bright Pink out of Chicago. Bright Pink is an organization that specializes in young women who are going through breast and ovarian cancer, and they support young women because more and more young women are being diagnosed. So I teamed up with Bright Pink, and through them we're granting wishes. And actually I just went through my first batch of wishes the other night, because we just launched Fabu-Wish 2 weeks ago. Very exciting. And we went through the first batch of submissions the other night, and there were some really beautiful stories, incredible stories. One that stands out is a young lady who's a Marine. Said her whole life she's felt like a boy. She was one of the guys, she became a Marine. When she was in Afghanistan, she was diagnosed with breast cancer and came home, young girl, about 30 years old. And she said, and now, I'd lost my hair, and not only, now I feel like a boy more than ever. And she said, the one thing I want is finally, I'm going to get choked up, for the first time in my life, I'm going to feel like a princess. And it's just, and this is the sort of thing you read and you go, so right when I read that, I'm like, we have to do that one. They're like, it's the first one you're reading. We have like 500. I'm like, we're doing her. And then the next one I read, I'm like, and we're doing them, And it was just, it's been incredible. And what I love about the program too is, I'm not doing what other organizations are trying to do, which is raise money for the research. And there's so many great organizations that do that so well and raise so much money to find a cure, to get the research. But for me, I just thought, what am I, and this is one of my messages today, what can I bring to the table? I don't know doctors and researchers and scientists. I don't know these people. Who do I know? I know stylists, I know hair and makeup girls, I know celebrities. So let me utilize my talents and what I'm good at to make a difference. So that's one of actually my messages today. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. So for more information, you can go to fabuwish.org and you can submit a loved one.
What an inspiring interview with Giuliana Rancic. Great to hear about her foundation that helps other women who are going through breast cancer. Now, coming up next, our intimate interview with Jane Salzano, founder of Community Services for Autistic Adults and Children. Stay with us.
Did this wonderful foundation begin?
Cssac was started in 1979 because as my son, who was disabled by autism, grew older, I realized that he was not going to be able to make it in this world alone. And at that time, the only place that he could live outside my home was an institution. And I went to Rosewood, which was then a Maryland State institution, and the conditions were so horrible. When I came out, I said, I have been to hell. It is here on earth in that institution, and my son will never enter any institution. It began serving only 6 individuals in 2 apartments in Wheaton. I got a grant from a foundation, one from Montgomery County, but I still didn't have quite enough to start. So I went to the state of Maryland and said, we need money, just enough to start. Do it. And I said to them, well, we have taken 3 of our individuals from your institution. And there was one of them who, if they ever heard the name of the institution, would say, I don't want to go back, I don't want to go back, I don't want to go back. And I said, it'd be a shame if I had to take him to the press. And so they coughed up the last bit of money, and after that we were what they call annualized. They've never given us enough money, but they have funded us for now some 34 years. We've grown from those 6 people in 2 apartments to having 51 group homes scattersite in Montgomery County, 125 or so residents. Our vocational center in Gaithersburg, which also serves about 125 residents.
What's coming up in the future for Cssac? What's coming up in the future for you, as well as other projects that you have going on?
Cssac services are very much in demand. We hope to expand, but we cannot expand in the sites we have to serve everybody who needs our services. But we also know that there are many, many children throughout the world who have absolutely nothing. And so we've started a new organization, International Autism Initiative. And we've just got our website, and we're getting our first outreach program. A mother whose son has received Cssac services is going back to her home country of Nigeria, and she will start a service for young children in the capital of Nigeria.
So the Inside Look TV cameras have brought us 3 inspiring stories. First, we caught up with Katie Couric at Kingsview Academy, where she was making an appearance. Talked to her a little bit about her career and her new TV show. And then it was on to Giuliana Rancic, TV personality and host of ETV, and a little bit about her battle with breast cancer, and subsequently the foundation that she created to help others called Fabuish. Lastly, we heard from Jane Salzano, the founder of Community Services for Adult and Autistic Children, about some of the inspiring things that she's accomplishing. We're very proud to have brought you these three icons tonight. This is Jane Ruby. Thanks again for joining us. I'm your host with Inside Look TV. Please check us out on Twitter at Inside Look TV Mag and on Facebook. Until next time, thanks for joining us.